The presidential elections are just over a year away, and the race is heating up among Republicans who faced off in their third debate this week in Boulder. Donald Trump changed his strategy Wednesday and remained more reserved than previous debates. The highlight of the night came when Marco Rubio challenged his former mentor and Florida Governor Jeb Bush.
Jeb, I don't remember, well, let me tell you, I don't remember you ever complaining about John McCain's vote record. The only reason why you're doing it now is because we're running for the same position and someone has convinced you that attacking me is going to help you.
Ohio Governor John Kasich came out on the offense against the other Republicans as well as the CNBC moderators.
The questions that have been asked so far in this debate illustrate why the American people don't trust the media. This is not a cage match. And you look at the questions. Donald Trump, are you a comic book villain? Ben Carson, can you do math? John Kasich, will you insult two people over here? Marco Rubio, why don't you resign? Jeb Bush, why have your numbers fallen? How about talking about the substantive issues people care about?
Does this count? Does this
The next GOP debate is scheduled to take place November 10th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with Fox Business playing host. Before heading to Boulder, Republican candidate Rand Paul made a stop right here on the Auraria campus.
Ahead of the GOP debate, Republican candidate Rand Paul made a stop on campus Tuesday where he was received by followers from universities and colleges across Colorado.
The 10th Amendment, though, said the powers we didn't give to the federal government are left to the states and the people. Marijuana.
He talked about his interpretation of the Bill of Rights and the amendments of the Constitution, comparing them with current events and social issues in the U.S.
But you know who's in the jails? 4 out of 5 people in jail, 3 out of 4, a bunch, a large majority, are black or brown.
The Republican candidate made clear his advocacy for small government and used the NSA controversy as an example of an interference state.
It's an extraordinary power. You have to let your government have some power, but shouldn't you give it to people who are honest? And if people are dishonest, shouldn't they be fired?
His followers were thrilled to having him visiting Colorado.
He's really the only candidate that is there based on liberty. It seems like all the other candidates today are two sides of the same big government coin.
Well, he's more in the middle on social issues, so it's like gay marriage or states' rights as far as legalizing marijuana.
His whole campaign is about moving towards Bill of Rights and standing up for that.
And I just like his idea of defeating the Washington machine.
Paul said that in case of being elected a president, he will stop pressuring Colorado regarding marijuana. For the Met Report, Janice Carrasquel.
While Rand Paul made his appearance on campus on Wednesday, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders made a virtual stop of his own. The Sanders campaign hosted an online town hall event for students across the country. Over 250 schools from all 50 states participated. Sanders addressed hot-button issues from climate change to higher education. The gathering at Auraria was hosted by Auraria students for Sanders and CU Denver students for Sanders.
Today, a college degree is the equivalent of a high school degree. And that is why when we talk about public education, we have got to understand that 0 or first grade through the 12th grade is not good enough. We need to make public colleges and universities tuition free.
I feel like older generations a lot of times talk to us, especially supporters, that, oh, you just want free stuff and that's why you like him. And he actually touched very little upon the student loan aspect of things tonight, which I thought was awesome.
While the GOP debate was going on inside, a group of protesters gathered on the outside.
Former Mayor and Secretary of Energy and Transportation Federico Peña and Representative Joseph Salazar from Thornton organized the My Country, My Vote rally in front of the GOP debate at CU Boulder.
It's been out there when you have Donald Trump being the face of the Republican Party when it comes to immigration reform, and then all of the other candidates echoing, repeating, enhancing what Trump has said against our community in terms of building the borders. All of this is this rhetoric is so harmful and hateful, and it really divides the nation more than bringing it together.
This is a pushback. This is a pushback on all the anti-immigration rhetoric that we're hearing from certain candidates running for president.
What brought me so far away from home here to this protest was the fact that I really believe that this was necessary.
Switching gears to the Senate, which voted on the Cyber Information Sharing Act, or CISA, this week. Despite an uproar from privacy advocates, private citizens, and a number of individual companies, the bill was passed Tuesday with a 74-21 vote. Supporters of the measure argue that the measure will help prevent cyber leaks from major corporations. The bill does away with user privacy provisions and encourages companies to gather user information and share it with government when they spot a threat indicator. In exchange, the companies will receive legal immunity from existing anti-surveillance laws. Here's a statement from Senator Rand Paul last week about the problems with CISA.
The government doesn't have a really good record with privacy. In the news today, a teenager is now reading the email of the CIA director. Doesn't sound like the government's very good at protecting privacy. I'm not really excited about letting them have more information.
For all your latest political news, be sure to visit our website at mymetmedia.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.